What is up, everybody? DudeComedy podcast here. A little bit different today, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the offices of Beersy headquarters. We got Colby, we got me, and we got River there in the background. He's a little fuck bitch.
He needs a nickname.
Stream.
But yeah, Kyle's got a dime in his pocket. That is the down payment for the new podcast studio upstairs that's being built as we talk right now.
So you're probably wondering, guys, why you even bothering doing the podcast? You had this emotional talk with us last Monday, and then you didn't do it. The problem is...
It was my fault.
Colby just out of nowhere was like, hey, I'm in fucking Hawaii.
Yeah, if you're watching on video right now, look at that. You see that dark, handsome skin up in here, you know? Dark. It looks about the same, honestly.
And I'm like, dude, were you going to tell me you're going to fucking Hawaii? And
yeah,
he goes, what? Oh, I said it like a month ago. And I'm like...
That's all. It's not like I didn't like bring it up since then to anybody, though. It's not like I was just avoiding telling you.
That's like a pretty big trip to fucking Hawaii.
Yeah, excuse me. I just sneezed. I kind of forgot.
But then today's what, Wednesday?
Yeah, so we're not that far behind.
Did you get home yesterday?
I got home yesterday at 12:30 at night, so technically today. Which reminds me, though, the only reason why we do this is to make a bunch of money, and you got to get us some money real quick. Oh,
shit. Sorry.
Everyone's going to be like, oh, they're only doing it to make the money, and hey, here we are, making the money. And I got some great Hawaii stories.
Yeah, we got some good stories, good times. We're going to go over an hour today. We got River in the back. He's, what the fuck? Are you not working? Okay, he's working. He's working. What? Oh, what?
It's called a mukbang? Why is it a mukbang?
AMSR?
No. So in Asia, girls will eat for hours on end on live stream, and guys will pay them.
What?
There's not enough women, so they eat. The girls eat, so the guys can
like eat what? Pussy?
No. So it's I think.
Like a date?
Yeah, it's like a.
Oh. I don't think you guys can hear River because these mics are so classic, but he just explained to us what a mukbang was. That's pretty tight, dude. So people get paid to just... That's fucking
So it's like
sweet.
a date, and so like two people eat a loaf of bread?
No. So you would eat it, and then I would watch you eat it, and then I would eat it with you and be like, oh.
That's what I'm saying, like a date.
Oh, yeah. So it'd be like a date.
So two people... That's fucking weird.
Dude, do you know what's even weirder is guys are definitely jerking off to that mukbang.
Do they see each other?
No.
No.
It's like a cam girl that eats at a buffet, pretty much.
What a fucking life. All right, real quick.
So it's not a one-on-one thing.
No, it's like her having 1,000 guys watching her eat.
You know what? It sounds like these guys need some new style.
Dude,
like
you are a fucking... There's levels to being a fucking loser. One of those levels is Snapchat. Like, let's go look at my Snapchat real quick. You know what I get all fucking day? Maybe, maybe... Okay, I got to find a good example of what I get. Of what I get all day on Snapchat. This type of shit. People literally just send blank snaps to keep snap streaks alive.
But why? What's a streak get you?
Literally fucking nothing. Like, look, these are blank snaps. They're all fucking blank to keep his fucking streaks alive. Like, not necessarily to me, but just to like random people. Like, this is... Oh, no, they're actually doing something cool. Zanisha? What? What is she doing? But, so I always see like... It's fucking... My Snapchat's weird. I got into like some weird like snap where just random people were adding me, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Because it'd be like girls and stuff, and I'm always like, huh? Like, what's this girl adding me for? And then it's like, I send like, who are you? I'm like, how did you find me? And they're like, I don't know. Because they'll just... like anytime I see a girl sends me something, I open it because...
I wonder if you came up on the Explore tab or something.
Well, yeah, so that's what happened. And then they're like, how did I follow your page? And I'm like... I don't know. This is fucking weird because you're sending me shit and you have no I don't understand. Like, how the fuck are you sending me shit if you don't know what, you know?
You don't know me, man. Don't send me that.
So basically, all these fucking losers just send blank fucking snaps to keep their snap streak alive.
Keep that open.
Oh shit.
Speaking of idiots and bad style idiots.
So we were planning on doing it today, and like right before we started the show, we're like, well, we better check to see if we have an ad.
And our wonderful sponsors do.
And we do have an ad. So they've been with us the whole time, thick and thin. Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that finds and delivers clothes, shoes, and accessories to fit your body, budget, and lifestyle. Just go to stitchfix.com/DudeComedy and tell them your sizes, what styles you like, and how much you want to spend on each item. If you guys remember Burns, he needs Stitch Fix because his style is a loser. Can I say that? Just kidding, Stitch Fix, guys. He's an old guy that was on our podcast, so we always poke fun at him. You'll be paired with your very own personal stylist who will handpick 5 items to send right to your front door. Not a joke. Then you try them on, pay only for what you love, and return the rest. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free. There's no subscription required. You can sign up to receive scheduled shipments or get your fix whenever you want. Stitch Fix's styling fee is only $20. $20 to get your styling fee set up, which is applied towards anything you keep from the shipment. Remember, get started now at stitchfix.com/DudeComedy, and you'll get an extra 25%. That's a quarter off when you keep all 5 items in your box. That's stitchfix.com/DudeComedy. Get started today. stitchfix.com/DudeComedy.
Yeah. I just realized the reason why it didn't turn up when I turned you up is because I'm track 1, but using input 2. You're input 2, but using track 1.
That's a rookie move, dude.
New studio. Like, but what are we supposed to know? You know, it's just like sometimes you don't know, you know, and now you know. And now you fucking know. Stitchfix.com/DudeComedy.
Before we get into Colby's Hawaii story, I kind of like this little setup right here. I mean, this table kind of really makes everything pop. We got the beersies in the back. 4 new designs landing tomorrow. Colby brought me a little present. Dare me to take that?
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe just try a sip of it.
What is it?
It's called Ocean Vodka. So I was in Maui. For those of you who never heard of Maui, it's in Hawaii. So if you've heard of Hawaii, it's an island. Long ass fucking flight. But I had this drink. So I noticed. All right. So 2 things about Hawaii. Wait, you said before we get to Hawaii, was it just to plug these real quick?
No, I was gonna say something.
Well, say that because now I just realized I just interrupted what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say before
we get into Hawaii.
What were we talking about?
Burns' style.
I completely fucking forgot.
Okay, maybe you'll remember.
I was gonna talk about my the softball team I'm playing on, but we'll let Colby tell his Hawaii stuff first.
Well, it involves both of us. So Hawaii, when Kyle and I went, was last year around this time, I believe. Episode 23 of the podcast.
Was it last year? It wasn't last year.
No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, but around this time because it was hot. It was hot as shit there. Anyway, so we went to, I already forgot. Everyone kept asking me where I've been in Hawaii. I just kept saying,
What was the name of that place?
I literally couldn't remember, and I looked on a map and could not figure out which island it was. I said they'd nickname it Slow Island. It's where Zuckerberg
It's like
lives.
Retirement Island.
Hey, will you look up where Zuckerberg's Hawaii?
Yeah, it's Kauai.
Kauai, there we go.
Kauai.
That's why River's
Damn,
here.
Dog.
What's like a nickname, like a nerd dude that would have like an old TV? That's what River's name needs to be, like Rolodex back there. He can just answer all of our things. Dex, dude. River's new name is Dex. So we went to that island, and we talked about it on this show. I think we both gave Hawaii an overrated as fuck rating, which is
for Kauai.
But we pretty much it was just Hawaii for us.
Yeah, but I knew that because anybody that we said we were going to Kauai, where they're like, oh, are you retiring, you fucking old fucks? And we're like, no, what do you mean?
So when I went to Maui, a whole different world there. It was like everywhere you went was like more active and real shops, real place, real food, this, that, whatever. Anyway, so one of the things I wanted to do this time was stay away from the Hawaii Mai Tais and the pina coladas and stuff because by the 3rd day last time, Kyle and I had both thrown up, not even from being too drunk, but when you eat different food and you're throwing in 50 Mai Tais in the mix, which are just sugary, delicious drinks, we were fucked up by the time we went home, and I was like, I don't want to do that again. So I was looking around the shop, and they have this thing right here. It's called the Ocean Vodka. They make it, and there's a distillery, everything. Is it
salty?
There. No, it's not salty. But I was like, all right, I'm going to try this, just one.
I want to try a little
at the beach. So I bought one of these, and I bought them out of White Claws. the store. I bought every White Claw they had, which was 12. But I sound like a badass when I say I bought them out. So I bought that and took it down there, and I just had a small sip, and I was getting ready to chase it, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is pretty refreshing. It's good. Ooh, a little ASMR on that. Ooh, someone just nutted. So I had that, and then I was going to bring home a half gallon just so I could always have it at the house, but I was like, I can't put this in a bag that's already full, so I bought 12 of these mini ones, one for Kyle, a couple for my fantasy football buds. Have this just in
Colby
case.
did say that it's better than Tito's.
I did say, no, it's like refreshing, better than Tito's.
I'm looking at the lid, and it definitely doesn't have like the easiest like sippable lid.
No, so it's you kind of have to go like that. Put it on the bottom of your lip and tip it. In this case, you need.
Do I got to put my whole mouth here? I'm not taking the whole thing.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna let it touch my lips.
Yeah. There it is, touching his lips.
It's different.
It's not as strong like vodka tasting. That's what I'm saying. You don't really need a chaser. Like even with Tito's,
Still tastes like shit and hairspray, but that's all vodka.
That's the thing. It's better shitty hairspray. But have that on like with a little soda water. Have a nice little night. I'm gonna see if I can get it the actual things here though, like a bigger bottle of it.
No, I'm sure that'd be good mixed with something. I'm also not trying to get lit up at work.
Yeah,
I got responsibilities.
When I have the upstairs place, we'll be getting lit up at work. Requirement. Well, there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, I don't have a cell phone right now. That's near the.
Tell us this cell phone story.
Well, this is funny because everyone listening knows most of the time that dumb shit happens is because I did something. My fault. Take full blame. I do a lot of dumb things when it comes to like planning and this and that, whatever. This was my fault. So, long story short, there was a miscommunication. Where we were staying in Maui for this wedding, there were some people on the other side of the island that we had to pick up the girl, my wife's friend, to take her to the airport, and we were still 3 hours before our flight. Plenty of time. Everything's packed by the book, So I dropped my wife off at this little cookie shop thing, go up the street, and when I go up the street, my daughter, who has not cried the whole time, just starts like freak crying out of nowhere. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what's wrong. So I go, I get her out. She's crying. Like, I've never heard her cry before, like holding her breath that way. So I have to like throw water on her. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Like she wasn't like, she was just like, going like this and then like crying, but like was screaming. So she wasn't taking in. So I got her to like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, shit, what's going on? So then she calms down enough for us to drive literally 0.6 miles back down to like where the cookie shop was. We get back to the cookie shop and she's fine, and she does it again, starts freaking out, and I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I get out. You want to
spank her at that point.
I'm like, all right, I'm leaving you in Hawaii. So I get her out again, and she's fine and whatnot. But at this point, here's where the story gets fucking weird. So this dude Steve, who did the wedding, I would show you a hilarious picture. He did the wedding as Lord Baelish from Game of Thrones. Yeah. He had the mustache, he bought a thing on Amazon of his thing, Hand of the Throne. It was fucking hilarious.
Wanted him to do that?
He kind of, but no.
Were they pissed?
50-50. I would say I could sense more like laughter from one side of the people who obviously saw the show, and then people were like, why the fuck is this guy wearing a medieval robe here? He looked like a priest because he was, he's wearing this huge. I have a really good. I'll post a picture on my Twitter when I get my phone back. Anyway, if I don't have a phone, here's why. This dude Steve comes out of the rental shop or where he was returning his keys for his place, and he starts putting his luggage in the car. And I'm like, well, what's up? And there he was like, oh yeah, Jamie didn't tell you you're picking me up too. And we already have a full car, a kid in a car seat, so there's no room, and all of these suitcases in our rental car. I'm like, how is everyone gonna fit? And he's just like, oh, we'll make it work. And I'm like, okay. And this is Arya is
I'm
screaming.
Confused where this is leading to.
So she's screaming. I call Alita. I'm like, hey, we're outside. I guess we're taking Steve to the airport now. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, well, let me call Michael, who's the guy who got married. And they were like a couple miles away. They were already headed to the airport. He's like, I'll have them come back and maybe they can take somebody. And at this point, Arya is like, I don't know what's going on. She never cries. Like that whole trip, she never cried. She's just freaking. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So we do this. Long story short, we figure out this Troy dude, he's going to stay, wait for the other ride. And then Steve drops the bomb of, I got to be at the airport. My flight leaves in 35 minutes. miscommunication. He thought someone else was going to pick him up and drive him a long time ago, but they went around, picked up 2 people next to him and drove him to the airport. He goes, hey, you picking me up? And the guy was like, I'm at the airport already.
What?
So he gets in with us. I still have my phone at this time. And we have to now hurry. So I give Arya to Alita, and I get the other guy's bag out of the bottom of the car who was with us, who's going to stay behind for the other guy. And at this point, shit is just bananas because this guy's like, I got to be there in 35 minutes. And I'm driving, so I'm like, all right.
Why wasn't Alita driving?
Because Arya was freaking out. So she's worried. And I was already driving that day because Hawaii's 35 miles an hour everywhere. It's super easy. So I get everything figured out. You know, we're going. And the best way actually is for us to get outside the airport, and then Steve is going to Uber from outside. Long story short, the airport like has a really long wait thing. So he got outside, and then the taxis can jump all that. So we had a really good plan. And as we're going, I'm like, oh, I don't have my cell phone. Where the fuck is it? And Jamie, so the girl, she calls it, and Alita and her say, oh, I feel it vibrating. And I'm like, okay, I'll find it at the next stop, you know, whatever. We go 10 more minutes down the road, and we stop for a second, and I'm like, all right, let's look for it. And they call it again, and they're both looking, and this car is like a Chevy, a little bit bigger than like a sedan car, so it's, but bags everywhere. Like this thing is packed to the fucking brim. Alita's holding Arya at this point just because it kept her calm. And they're like, I feel it vibrating. I think it's by my feet. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have my phone still, but it's somewhere in this car. 2 different people have confirmed they feel it vibrating. So anyway, we get Steve. This is where the point is, where we get him to the point. He gets his Uber. His Uber was already waiting for him. Works perfect. He makes his flight, yada, yada, yada. He was going all the way to Florida, too. So if he would have missed that flight, he was fucked.
Christ.
Anyway, this taking a long time to get to why I don't have a phone.
This better be good.
They call it again while we're now getting gas. We feel it. I don't know where it is, though. It's somewhere in this car. Fast forward 10 minutes. Go to the rental car place. We don't feel it anymore. Empty out the rental car. Where the fuck is my phone? Magic. We drove 3 miles from where they felt it to here. Alita has the Find My Friends. My phone is magically turned off now. And we're like, okay, this is weird. Start going through all these scenarios, like where the fuck could it have been? Could it have fallen out maybe earlier, like when the first time Arya cried? So we called the shop there, like, hey, does anyone by chance turn in a bright red cell phone? We haven't seen it. We'll let you know. Like super nice. We're like,
one of the motherfuckers that got out had it.
So that's what. Then we're like, okay, maybe Troy accidentally grabbed my phone. So then but my phone's off. So we're like, why the fuck would he turn it off? It was at 98%, not dead. I charged it for the flight.
Remind me to tell you a story about Brian and a cell phone when Colby's done.
Remind us to tell. Okay, so that was my next thought. I'm like, okay, maybe it was in Steve's bag, and Steve's now going to Florida, and that's where we felt it vibrating, is because his bag was in the back somewhere and it fell in. So they call Steve, and he's like, oh, I'm getting through security now. They let my bag through with no cell phone, but I'll look. And he goes through. He's like, I don't have it. Like emptied his whole bag, he said. No phone. I'm like, fuck, dude. My phone somehow is lost. Anyway, so at this point, I'm like at that gas station, maybe because they went inside and it was just me pumping gas. I'm like, maybe some hoodlum dude just came by and snatched it from like the driver's seat or something, you know, because it's off.
I'm really curious on, so you know what happened to it?
Yes. And This is where it gets even crazier. So the phone's off, right? So you're thinking someone stole it.
Flipped it off.
Yeah, and turned it off, because why would you... If it was just like dropped or fell out or something like that, it would still be on.
Yeah.
So Find My iPhone is now, the last location was just that general area, so we can't pinpoint or anything like that. And we're like, fuck, all right. So we go to get on the flight. Alita calls. At this point, her and Jamie are like, they feel terrible because they verbally committed 3 times, like, we feel it. I feel it vibrating, right? And that's why they both feel terrible because like, we lost his phone. Like this, we felt it. Anyway, so she calls her sister. She puts like the lock on it and the Find My phone. So if it turns on, it will notify her, and then it plays like the alarm, and no one can do anything. We get through security at the airport. I go and change my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, mail, all those things, just to be safe, like just in case they were already in it or something, or could take out the SIM card. But I'm just like, fuck, man, that sucks. And my stuff had been backed up since March, so I was only missing April and May's worth of like pictures and stuff, which, you know, it sucks if I would have lost those, but it's not like I wasn't even that upset about it. It was just like more, where the fuck is this phone? So we get on the flight, still can't find it. Nothing comes on, never comes on. When we land in Washington, Alita's like, I'm going to call it. And it rings, and she's like, okay, it's on. So she goes back to find my iPhone, and it has the location, and it's turned on. It's on the side of the highway. And she's like, what is going on? Like, so for 7 hours, her sister said that she would check every couple like hours to see, and it was off. Somehow, right when we landed is when it re-pinged, turned on the side of the highway. Luckily, Jamie's sister was still in town 2 miles from where it was. So she's like, can you do me a favor and drive up here and see if there's a phone here? So they give her the exact address. They drive up there. 5 minutes later, she sends a picture. My phone is on the side of the highway, not cracked, nothing wrong with it, just sitting face up.
You didn't stop at that point?
Never. When I went on that highway, it was like we were just going 35. Nowhere I stopped. I didn't stop until 5 miles at the rental car place and 3 miles behind it. So at some point, that phone must have been on the roof, is what we're thinking. I must have put it on the roof, and it finally slid off, overheated, went into overheat, because it was 95 degrees.
Yeah.
And then when the sun went down, it finally unoverheated, turned back on once it connected to the internet.
Damn, you got fucking lucky as shit.
Oh, and there's not a scratch on it. She said that the screen's perfect. Like, it still had 90%
There's no scratches
battery.
on the case?
Nothing. She's like, it almost was like it was placed here.
Huh.
So then Dustin was like, well, maybe someone grabbed it and was like, oh, it's playing an alarm, and threw it out. I'm like, there would have been a scratch.
Yeah.
She's like, it literally looks like someone placed it on the side of the road, and it sat on the side of the busiest highway. There's 2 roads, and it just sat there for 7 hours.
What?
On the road. Like, I have a picture of it, which I can't show you right now. I'll post it on somewhere, but isn't that fucking crazy?
So you think you put it on the roof when you got out?
I think so.
This would seem like a weird thing to do, though.
I think one of them put it on the roof when they were redoing all the bags. Because I, at one point, was talking to Alita while holding Arya like this, and I was like, yeah, we're right here by the shops. And I must have threw it like on the bags. Because it was like, I mean, it was mayhem, because Steve comes out and he was like, all right, I'm ready. And I'm like, ready for what? And he's like, I got 35 minutes to get to the airport. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, we better do something, you know? So anyway, they have it. They get back at 10:30, and they're just going to...
They're from here?
In North Bend, yeah.
Oh, fuck. There you go.
But it's just wildly lucky.
I wish you could know exactly what you did. That would piss me off.
Oh, that's so... I've been circling back to, like, all the points, and I'm like, where the fuck? But it's a crazy story that it survived.
Yeah.
No fucking chance. I would have bet $1 million that it was gone forever.
That story I didn't think was going anywhere, and that's actually pretty cool.
And if I would have been even better if I had the phone in my hand right now. Just imagine this is it.
But story with Brian.
Brian
it's
is
not as intricate. It's not as that cool. Yeah, so I never lose I very rarely lose my phone. I always know where I put it. I very rarely lose anything. I'm a master of fucking, backtracking and seeing what I did, where this thing's going to be, right? And usually when I set something somewhere, I remember it, and when it's not there, I know shit's fucked up. So Brian's over, and Rachel's parents are over, and my phone, I was like, I know I put it on the counter right fucking there, and it wasn't there. So I so just ask around, instead of like some people will look for the phone forever and then ask somebody to call it, but I'm just like, call it, and so. We call it, and we're in the backyard, like playing Beersby. So I'm like, oh, I might have had it in my pocket, it might have fallen out, and so we call it from the backyard, and you can hear it kind of beeping, and like Brian and Joel just kind of start walking off into like the middle of our yard, not even the middle of our yard, like our side yard, where I'm like, I wasn't over there, and they just keep going and going, and Then it clicked for me. I'm like, oh, I got the same fucking case it's a different size phone as Brian, but we got the same case. So he has it in his fucking pocket. And so he's just like keeps going in one direction with the phone beeping in his pocket. And I just started cracking up once I realized kind of what was going on.
I swear I hear it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like them. I swear it's vibrating, and they felt terrible. I fucking feel it. I hear it.
Dude, Brian said that he's like a hardcore like Christian guy, or at least used to be. Or I mean, he kind of loosened up, but he said the F word.
For what?
So he works at a
that must take a big
what the fuck does he work at? Like a fish,
cutter, right?
like a fit. No, he doesn't do that. Like a fish. There's not called a fucking fish farm. I know that. The hatchery. So where they like clip all the fins of the fish. And he said it's the most like fucking hillbilly people that work there. Like there's a couple that work there. They drove like 20 hours or something insane, or from like North Carolina to work at this job. And like the very first day, the husband was just gone. There's a husband-wife team. And so the boss man like asked the wife, he's like, "Hey, where's your husband?" She's like, "I'll go check in the bathroom." And so she took off to go to the bathroom, and then they just never came back. Like they just fucking dipped out.
What? So that doesn't make any. Where would they have gone?
I don't know.
Now that's a story.
But I think he didn't have proper paperwork. Being at like their first day, he's probably a felon. I don't know. Doing some sketchy fucking shit for sure.
And they landed on fish hatchery 20 hours away.
Yeah, but so the what I was getting at is
F-bomb, yeah.
So he was talking about the type of music that, because it's like just retards that work in there, and I'm not saying that. Yeah, I am, but they're actual, not actually retards,
like
just really dumb. Yeah, fuck, god damn it. But he's like, yeah, all they do is listen to like hardcore rap, and then he had a couple beers, and he's like, motherfucker, and it, like that doesn't sound that crazy, but this is a dude where when I like first met him, like I mean you guys like casually drinks and stuff like that now, and but no, it was interesting.
They when I first met them, you still didn't like drinking or as much in front of you. You're kind of like, we'll wait a little bit.
Yeah, but then they flipped.
More out of respect.
Yeah.
But then I remember one time when I noticed it changed is we went over for a UFC fight, and Rachel's mom came home or came back to your house, and she had a 24-pack. I'm like, what the fuck? Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Speaking of UFC fight, dude, I don't know if I should tell this on here. It's really illegal. Well, this guy won't get in trouble.
What's illegal? Hold on.
This dude that was at the wedding from Arizona, super cool dude. And we were talking about UFC, and I was talking about how I'm in love with the Israel dude. Like I love his story, how he goes back and trains like literally in dirt and tries to like help kids and stuff, you know. And he's just a cocky motherfucker at the same time.
Yeah,
I love dudes like that. Always have.
He's a really good fighter.
Yeah, and
he seems really intelligent.
And I love his like attitude where he's like super on one hand could like go do a nice thing, but on the other hand could be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I love guys like that. Anyway, so we're talking about fighters, this and that, and he's like, I use this app for streaming the fights. And I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. I use this app. Like he's gonna say like Ripple or First Row, like all the ones I've used for years.
Yeah.
And this dude pulls out like his phone, and he's going through this, you know, it's a really bad looking interface, but I'm like, well, what is this? For $19 a month, he pays this like for this service that has every channel on TV, every UFC fight, every NBA game, every like NFL package, HBO, Showtime, everything.
High quality HD.
High quality HD, and it's all castable if you have like a Chromecast enabled TV, or if you're using like
an Apple TV,
anything. Yeah, he uses the Fire Sticks.
What is the name of this app?
It's in my phone.
Oh, you don't know
so it's here's where it gets sketchy, right? So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, oh, okay, so like, what do you have to do to download it? He goes, I just go to this site. He goes, no, this is like my site. Only I can access this from like my device. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you go to this other site and you create an account, and then you pay the dude through PayPal, $19, and he creates you a domain of like a generic. So this dude's site, I'm gonna butcher this, but this is why I thought it was sketchy at first, because his site was like go hunt fish.com, whatever was like his site.
So he just makes a private one, so it never gets shut down.
So, and only this guy can access it. So only that dude, like his devices can access like that site. So if I went to that dude's site, he's like, it won't work. It will kick me off. Like only one person can be using it from like that. So anyway, he's like showing me the steps to do it. It's super easy to do it. It's like, you know, you give him what you want your name and password to be. You pay $19 on PayPal. You can cancel anytime. And then he just creates you a site and you launch and you're good to go. So I'm going to try it. But I was like, we were going through stuff on his phone, like while we were sitting there, and he was like, he clicked on Fox and Live Fox came up.
What?
It was HD. He scrolled down, went to Showtime.
So literally everything?
The only thing it doesn't have is DVR access, which
cares.
If your goal is live TV, like I use Sling for my live TV, $34 a month, but it has like pretty much shit except for the 3 things I need.
Yeah.
This would have everything for live. Anyway, I'm going to try it, and if it works, could be cool.
That Ripple site's really good, though.
Well, and that's what I use, the Ripple site, and then I use, I'll just Google Reddit streams, or MMA streams.
ESPN Plus is actually pretty cool. I pay for it now.
I use Andy's for that. I mean, I don't use anybody's for that.
He doesn't do it.
I like that how ESPN's doing that. I think that's the future.
Yeah.
I think that they'll start doing that with Monday Night Football games and
but I get like a majority of like the games. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's what's nice about the NBA playoffs, with it being when ESPN had all the Western Conference games, is I got to watch every game because with Sling I get TNT. So I would TNT Sling the Eastern Conference, and then the Western Conference games I would ESPN app. So I have not, ever since I canceled cable a year and a half ago, I have not missed. I only missed one thing I had to go to a bar for, and it was a random UW game on a Saturday morning that just was it wasn't even on TV.
I wish there was just like an end-all, be-all fucking platform. That's what sucks. It's
I agree.
Now you got to pay this, but by the time you pay everything, now it's the same price if you're just stuck with Xfinity, you know?
Yeah, so my HBO's through Amazon, so that's an extra $10 a month that would have been towards Xfinity. But that being said, it was fucking worth it for Game of Thrones. Oh man, dude, we went on a bachelor party cruise little thing at the Hawaii thing.
There?
Yeah, there. And I had to turn it up because everyone was being just pretty soft.
Sounds like. Well, I've never met the dude.
So I started
out of my fucking face. I'm so fucking tired of notifications all fucking day. I take my goddamn watch off. I'm still just zzz, 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 zzz.
You got that thing in your brain probably that's just triggered. I start getting people more turned up. I'm getting them like getting more straight drinks, and then they legally on this trip so it's unlimited booze for the 2 hours we're out there, but they can't give you shots, but they can give you a drink with a splash of soda water in it. So it's a shot.
Which that would be a good shot.
So we start doing a little bit of those things. Next thing I know, I'm on the front of the boat. I have a button-down shirt open, and I'm playing Jack from Titanic. And I'm just like, near, far, wherever. And then
most of those people don't know you, though.
No, but at that point, dude, everyone was just getting... But the point of this story was about Game of Thrones. This dude I never met before. I'm already blanked on his name. He's just like how Ken is, like read the books, super.
I'm about to listen to the audiobooks.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
I ain't reading that shit.
I haven't read a book in forever.
Yeah.
But he was like, he wanted all these intricate like tie-ins and storylines and stuff. And you can tell why some people were disappointed because he was so fucking passionate about it, and that's like over for him now.
Dude, I feel the same way. There's a void in my life.
And now imagine if that was like, hey, you can't ever ride a dirt bike again. Like, you'd be like, fuck. Like, this was that dude's fucking dirt bike that is now over.
I reflected more on the end. I was okay with it, but it just sucks.
It was rushed.
They rushed the fuck out of it.
We went through.
It's like Jamie's dead, fucking other people are dead. Yeah. Jon Snow's stabbing Daenerys and killing
and then Grey Worm's all of a sudden like not gonna kill him and all that shit.
Yeah.
We don't see how Jon gets captured, all of that shit. See, that's like our surface level stuff. This guy had stuff like this dude never came back from season 4, but it was hinted in season 5. Like all this like little shit. The dude that died in the friend zone, Jorah, the one that loved Dany.
Yeah.
I guess he had like a side story in the books that never got finished. Then there was like the whole theory on that one warrior who saves all, and like that guy never showed up.
Isn't that like Jon?
He was supposed to be, yeah. And then like he fucking hated that it was Brandon Stark the way it was. He's like, I wouldn't have had a problem if they gave me 2 more episodes and made him work for it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But to go from 2 episodes ago where he literally says, I don't want to be the Lord of Winterfell, I'm not that guy, to fast forward 2 episodes and be like, yeah, bitch, why am I here? Like, he was, this guy was so passionate. It made me want to watch the show again.
I just don't get why Bronn, it just makes no sense for, like, the fucking dude doesn't even really talk.
And then there was like, he was going through like the dude that had the crossbow and was gonna go kill fucking Bran, the other guy. He like, I guess he wanted that guy to have more of a story before he just randomly ends up at the table, like, which it makes sense. I can, and I never really thought of it. It was when you talk with Ken, it's funny because he's just radical about everything.
Oh yeah,
you guys know Ken. That's just
fuck
how
you,
he is.
Ken.
But when I listen to like this dude, I understand Ken's more sadness, and then this dude was like, his heart was just ripped out. I mean, imagine
it was
seeing
just fucking rushed.
Yeah. Well, imagine seeing that Night King episode, which was amazing. You would think the rest are gonna be like, keep going up, but it was like middle. Oh, it's pretty good again, and then it was just slow.
Yeah, but then you start thinking about scenarios towards the end, the last couple episodes. God damn it, who's calling me?
Pick it up live.
Hello?
We offer affordable health.
God, fuck you.
Well, what if River needs health insurance? You just fucking dicked on him over there.
What is up with all these people, River? I'm having trouble posting your video. Say this dude's about to get. Just say you're about to get squared up on. You fucking. Here, let me send him the skinnier one then.
So fun fact for you people listening: River's sitting behind us right now on the video version on his cell phone. In the same app that Kyle's on, and trying to get people to post their Beersy videos, so it's kind of funny.
Have they even? Oh yeah, no, we showed off.
Country Styles posted. Latinos with Attitude posted. Cox, your boy from Cox page posted.
So did the Mexican dude just post?
So let me ask you guys: is this like the hot time to post? Like, do you guys try and get?
So there's how we roll. Okay.
No, because it just sucks.
So, River here's job is what sucks is to align Instagram promotions. Instagram's cool because you get really big pages and they're fairly fucking cheap. And so when you got a hot new product, it typically does pretty well. But the reason I needed to hire somebody is because dealing with these Instagram pages is a fucking hassle and a half. Like, they're your best friend until you pay them. But when you say, hey, I want to post at 2:00, they just fucking ghost you, and then they come around at like 2:45, like, yeah, I'll be up in 20. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I told you to post at 2. But the thing is, like, the best time isn't to post at 2, but we just know that they fucking take forever.
Oh, so you almost set it up to be late.
Yeah, so we basically like, well, if they post it by 3, like, that still works too. So it's not really like the end of the world, but it's going smooth so far. My goal is to like just replace the stresses of things. Like, fulfilling stuff fucking sucks, so I got my sister. Customer service sucks, so I got my sister. Talking to the people on Instagram fucking sucks, so I got River.
Now Kyle has more time to focus on the podcast.
Yeah. But we got how many? We got 13,000 units dropping. That's 65 boxes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we sold over. Well, yeah, and the month is still going. Over 11,000 units.
And you said how many are coming?
13,000.
Damn, that's a lot.
So
of
we got
units.
This is the lineup that's coming. They all have their own mess ups in their own. Like, these two, the logos are too high. This one, the logo's not big enough.
This color.
Yeah, I really like that one. But
are you redoing any of these or leaving them off?
No, 2,000 of these are coming tomorrow.
These have not dropped yet.
1,000 of the taints are coming tomorrow.
These are nice. I like the taints.
It's just like we could have. It made more sense with orange, but since we have the orange,
this could be a Pepsi though. If this sleeve could be Pepsi later.
It's not the right blue.
It's not.
But the thing is, so listen to this. So we got. So we ordered, because we're getting our own printer to print our own on site. We ordered green. So like with this one, you can do Mountain Dew. I think we're going to do Surge. Surge is only 2 colors.
Yeah. Oh, that guy's fucking
that guy will fuck you up, Doug. He walks around here all day.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
We need to get on.
He must be that Lifetime. What do they sell with the Lifetime?
I think he's a chiropractor, isn't he?
Well, there's a Lifetime Fitness.
Lifetime's basketball hoops. Dude, that's that big place we looked in.
It's
just
full
full of basketball hoops.
We're going to put a fucking hoop right here. That's my only So
I don't think Colby's actually going to show up in the office.
I already paid a down payment for June. I started in June.
10 cents.
10 cents.
But all these have fuck
My
ups.
money is very fucking tight right now. I can't announce things still. Everything's still a secret.
Yeah, you need to announce it so we can get people in here to buy it. But
I'm gonna need people to fucking buy it because every fucking day is another. Oh, hey, by the way, this is $210, and I'm just shelling out all these fucking things, man. I can't. What's awesome now? I won't tell anyone I'm doing still, but if someone dies, I don't get fucking sued anymore. Every ingredient has been tested and signed off by the FDA.
But they back the ingredient, so if somebody dies, it's on them.
Then it goes on to them, and that's what I paid for. So I basically have insurance that the people who provided each thing not only signed off on it, but then it was individually tested by another facility, which I'm sure if you're a big enough company, that probably comes when you order.
Yeah.
They're buying more bulk and whatnot. But for what I'm doing on a limited run base, it's like so many fucking hoops because I'm just a little dude in the big.
But we're this. I mean, the thing, it's not like that we don't like this. It's just fucking busy. Well,
it was bad timing too because you had all that drop at once and you didn't have River yet.
Yeah.
So I would talk to you and I'm like, I even told my wife, I'm like, I don't really talk to Kyle anymore. And I don't think it's because like we're mad at each other or not friends. It's I don't
like you.
It's just like we don't play 7 hours of Fortnite anymore.
Dude, Fortnite was the.
Oh, did that Tfue dude end up winning that lawsuit? What happened with that? I haven't been on.
He's not going to win it.
Oh, he's not?
Well, I mean, he's just...
Here, come talking to this thing, or just get closer. I don't think you're. Well, I don't want to transfer
it's a contract that he signed.
Okay, yeah.
It's his fault. He signed the contract. I mean, he's not going to win signing a bad contract. He signed a bad one.
What River's saying.
They don't handle the contract.
River's saying none of that picked up. These are really good microphones. None of that picked up. But he's saying that Tfue's not going to win. But
he's suing
the public.
But couldn't he just be released from it?
That's what I think he wanted to. Is he just wanted to be released from that?
There's probably no buyout.
Yeah. Well, okay. So public opinion. Who's
but if it's
going to
make FaZe look bad, why would they not just release him? Like,
I think that's the. So what I was reading before I left was what the underlining reason was. It wasn't that FaZe hadn't taken him of they only took $60,000. That's what they kept saying. We never took this. We only took 60. But what the Tfue dude was mad at or upset with is, they only took 60 now, but I'm legally signed that at any point you could be like, hey, I want another $1 million from you. Because under the contract, he would lose and have to forfeit them $1 million. So that's what he wanted out of, I believe.
But then don't sign the contract. I know you can't foresee. That's like
no, that's 3 years too. We always talk about for football players. It's like you can't hold out all of a sudden because you got better. It's not our fucking fault.
If Mike Trout was like, I want you to cut me, they're not going to fucking cut him. Like, why would they cut him when he's a super good player and he's representing? Like, it doesn't matter if it was like, dude, you fucking read the contract and everything when you signed it. Is FaZe Banks a massive douchebag? Yeah.
But you know what? He even said that, like, it wasn't a good contract, but I didn't write it. He's like, I pay people to do that shit. He's like apologized and stuff. I saw that. Yeah. He's the only one that looks good in this situation is the Banks dude, who we don't like.
No, he's actually, I thought at first, I haven't been keeping up with it, but
I thought he was going to be the one that got smeared through it all.
Well, he was the one. He is. I thought like he was the one that.
I thought he was.
He's like taking it super personal. And
I didn't know that. See, I've been gone. I haven't been out of it for a week. That's awesome.
But like, if I was,
he's in another lap.
Yeah, dude, he'll fuck you. But if it was like me and I was him, I would just.
He looks like the mountain.
If I was, I don't know. Fuck that guy. If I was Mr. Banks, I would just be like, I mean, he signed it. Like we didn't put a gun to his head. Like. It is what it is.
And I also believe the public opinion is, this dude is, I hate to use the comparison of LeBron, but he's the LeBron of Fortnite, the best player.
Yeah.
But they also helped promote him. The dude doesn't go make $60,000 out the gate and all that shit by himself.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because how long did it take Ninja? 7 fucking years to get popular?
Yeah, Ninja was
But FaZe basically helped him out in the beginning, and now when he's going to be helping out FaZe, she's like, this contract sucks, you know? Like,
which is, we always talk about it. It was what Sherman and Earl Thomas and all those fuckers did.
Oh, yeah, it's exactly what they did. It's just,
It is tougher on this one though because it's like a predatory. I get it, like where he's coming from, but at the same time, don't fucking sign it. Then.
Yeah, no, it's a shitty. You didn't think it was a shitty deal when you signed it because you were fucking nobody. Then, like now you're somebody, and it's not working out to your favor. Well, sorry, bud.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good update. So when I was gone, the jet lag kind of fucked up my system. Not in a way of like. I was really tired or anything, but your day is like when you start it, you're not just going to sit there in Maui on like your phone. So like when I wake up here, most of the time I'll lay in bed for like 20 minutes and go through Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But when you wake up in Hawaii, you're kind of like, oh fuck, I don't want to waste my time on Twitter and Instagram. So I literally like went on nothing like the whole time.
That's the best feeling. I mean, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been getting like notifications shit like crazy. And I'm like, I'm going to put my phone down at like.
And I have all that shit turned off.
At like 8 o'clock at night, just get rid of the shit. And then in the morning, like lately I have been, but like I don't usually just go directly to my phone and like start doing stuff while I get coffee and hang out. But
yeah, it's a good feeling when you don't have to like, I would never be able to because of the heat, but I could see like the enjoyment of living in like Hawaii.
It was really 90 something.
The first day was the worst day. I have another funny story. I feel like I keep talking about. What else am I going to talk about? So we got an Airbnb like about 15, 20 minutes from the main part, 10 minutes from town, 15 minutes from like the island. Anyway, the Airbnb, if you've never booked one before, you don't really know where to look for certain features. One of the features was AC. There's no AC in this house, in this Airbnb that was supposed to have 11 of us in it. It's a big, really nice place. Anyway, so the first day they're all there and they wake up in the morning and this day we're flying in. They're like, they're bringing a baby. Like they're going to die. Like we got to go. So they look up the return policy at Costco. They go and they buy.
It's done through Costco?
No. The return policy for just anything.
Oh,
they go
like an AC unit.
They go and buy 4 AC units, 4 of those huge Dyson, like big ass fans. And, okay, rewind. They bought 2 and 2. Didn't cool down shit. It was like if you stood right in front of it, you felt cool, but it's a big house. Like, they cool 500 square feet, like 1,900 square foot place. You can't randomly get those hot pockets out. So they're like, fuck, these guys are coming. We're getting it. By when we get there, they only have 2 of the units going, and the house is like it's fucking like a sauna, it felt like. And they're like, we feel so bad. We're getting more ACs like for Ario. Everything will be fine. We'll get it figured out. We're like, oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm dripping sweat. Arya's dripping sweat. And I'm like, oh man, we would have fucking died. Anyway, long story short, oh my gosh, he's back again. Fuck, he's gonna
fucking
fuck us
big ass
up.
Fuck, I'll fight you.
What if he's
looking at River's
mile?
car? He's like, oh, man, I wonder what motherfucker driving this.
He could probably bench press that shit. Long story short, the AC units ended up working, cooled everything off, and then Costco took them back. No questions
asked. So you
asked.
just put them in a room?
One in a room, one in the living room, Dyson towards the kitchen areas. Then it went a little hallway. There's 3 bedrooms. This one didn't have like outdoor ones, so they just got another Dyson and then AC, and then we had 2 fans in ours. It was perfect. It was cool. It was fine.
Can you return them all?
Returned them all.
What was the how many day policy?
I think it's unlimited. River? They'll take back at all times?
10 years.
10 years.
What?
They don't care.
2010 is the cutoff.
So if you have something from you don't want anymore from Costco from 2010,
Get
you
the
can take
fuck
it back.
out of here.
I swear.
We took back heat on mattresses.
They took back Christmas trees that are dead.
Wait, they didn't take back my fucking couches.
No, but I remember that. There was a weird loophole there they used on you.
What they said?
They wanted us to bring it in piece by piece, and you were like, why? And they were like, well, we can't go out there.
They were
and
giving me
look at it.
pushback, though.
A lot of pushback.
Oh, they'll give you pushback, but they'll take it.
Well, what the fuck?
You should have got.
Well, I brought them there.
I was there.
They probably hated you, but they'll take it.
Well, I brought them there, and I said they're on my truck right now, and they're like, oh, you're gonna have to bring it in here, and I'm like,
it's 13 pieces.
And I'm like, well, is it gonna be a for sure return, or I'm gonna bring it all in here, and it's still questionable?
No, she was not. I don't remember, but she was not nice to Kyle about it. I was standing right there.
When I was being super nice, I'm just like, well, is there any way I because that's a lot of work to bring it all in here.
Can I bring in one piece? Is what you said.
Yeah.
And she said no.
Ask for a manager; they'll always return.
What?
Yeah, because you went up to.
Wine bottles that were half empty. I returned sheet cakes that were half eaten.
Well, that's like the meme. You've seen the meme when the girl takes back the dead Christmas tree, which now they wrote in there now that you can't return like dead Christmas trees.
I mean, they'll still take it. You guys for a manager, they'll still take it.
What the
I
fuck?
remember though, because
so even like electronics and shit.
Electronics is the only thing 90 days. So, but some stuff is like AirPods don't fall in 90 days. It depends.
River's saying that the Costco return policy is anything pretty much.
Xbox doesn't fall under 90 days. So it depends. At the bottom of the receipt, it'll say 90 days if it's electronic. If
So I could literally
take your Xbox One back.
and it's
Xbox,
refund it at 100%.
100%.
Yeah, that's so.
Like they return like whatever I paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No fucking way. There's
The couch thing though. I used as an example, but we were in Hawaii. I'm like, no, I was with my buddy. And we loaded up this couch, and it was a fucking bit. Remember, we had to like stack it, but then we had to like hold a piece down and then get your rope thing like over it, and you had to like crank it. And we're like, oh, hopefully they take it back.
so, but it can't be damaged though, right?
No, it can be damaged. I've taken back broken stuff.
So if I had a cracked iPad with a screen, I can return it in 90 days.
Yeah.
There's no
No,
way.
I promise. They took back all of these used AC units that we literally bought 4 days before,
They'll take those.
and they didn't even care.
So it happens every year. People buy their AC units, and then September.
River's saying,
return them every time.
River's saying how the
Look at
Costco
records. Every
thing
year
is
it's the
just
same every year.
just gets
Lawnmowers come
dicked.
back, Traegers.
Oh, speaking of that, so after
Traegers, you return the handfuls. Oh my god.
after they returned, after we did all
this
the returns,
is crazy
listen
right
to
now,
this.
guys.
So this girl has a what are the bigger carts called that you put all the stuff on, like a pallet, like a flatbed cart, and she's walking through the parking lot. She literally had, because we were there for Memorial Day, she literally had 2 of those big ass white tents on this pallet cart. She had an outdoor barbecue like set thing. 2 coolers and something else, and she was walking in to return it. So that girl literally threw a Memorial Day party with all new shit, loaded it all back up in the box, put it on the Costco thing, and went and returned it.
Way.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
But
we returned ribs. We had like six stacks of ribs. Lady was like, "Yeah, the party got canceled." I'm like, "We can't. We have to throw this away." She's like, "I'm sorry."
I think
no fucking way.
I think because you're like me though, where you would rather just avoid the altercation and dealing with it. You're
But
just like,
is it an altercation though?
no, Lita does it all the time with shit.
No, yeah. If you would have gone in there.
So you can electronic wise, you can just go rent something.
For
Basically.
90 days, yeah, 3 months. So you can test it out for 3 months. If you don't like it, just take it back.
But you can take that to another level and say for anything that's not electronic, you can rent it for 2 fucking years.
So say I rent. So say like this speaker right here,
You can have it for
I have to-
89 days.
huh?
That's not 90 days.
That's not 90 days.
That's on all lifetime?
Most. So electronics is.
Dude, we're getting deep into this thing right now. This is fucking nuts.
It's not just because it's electronic. It's like specific electronics, like TV,
You guys can't hear River, but he's giving us the inside of all the Costco.
iPad, stuff like that, like higher end. But on like AirPods, your
Dead air, dead air, dead air.
like PS4s.
PS4s, Xboxes. Get your chair over here.
Well, the thing is you have to.
So my
literally
mind
hold
is
the material.
fucking blown right now because he's literally saying that you can basically rent anything up to 10 years unless it's electronics. So what if this didn't have the charger?
Yeah, it's it depends who you get. So if you get a loose person, they'll probably take it. Some people won't even check the box. Some people will, some people won't.
They only checked one of the AC boxes.
But I would have the charger. So like, what if I don't have the components in the box, like directions and shit like that?
No, it doesn't matter.
So I just need the main
You
components,
just
like
need
the
main components of
charger.
it. So if you brought it without the box, they'd take it.
You fucking serious?
Because we get a kickback from the companies. That's part of the deal. So most of the companies will give us a partial credit to give it back to them, and then they can sell refurbished.
That's,
So
crazy.
That's the deal we have with them.
So
I've
like,
taken
there's
back
so much
mattresses that were, like,
shit.
6 years old.
There's so much shit that you could you can get. You should be like, well, I just want to use this for a month.
I mean, they get so sometimes corporate will look into it if you do it over and over and over again. We've had people's memberships get canceled, but for the most part, yeah, you'd have people who just like buy a lawnmower, and then September comes along and they're like, yeah, it doesn't work anymore, and you're like, well, can't really argue with that.
Yeah, Nick said that they'll flag certain people's accounts.
They'll flag, but I mean, like,
They'll flag 'em.
Like, so it's like they look at your spent to refund ratio. So if you're refunding more than you spent in a department, that's when they'll do it. But if you're just like towing that line,
But so like I have so much fucking spent backed up that I could.
Well, it depends on the department though. So if it's electronics and you returned 5,000 and you only spent 5,000, so you're returning almost everything, then they'll cancel it. Like we had a guy return a laptop and he's like, yeah, it doesn't work. I opened it up and it booted up. So I got a manager. I was like, it's past the 90 that we don't take it. And he's trying to return it still. And she's like, looking through his record, she's like, yeah, I'm sending his account to corporate.
Oh shit.
So I mean,
but we got people at corporate though.
And then you could also buy another account.
Yeah.
You could go to a different place and purchase another membership. So
yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Huh, I just want to...
Hey, River, tell them about what you told me about how people just jack the shit and you got to use like fake electronics and stuff out there now. That was crazy. How people were just stealing all the stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I almost got stabbed at Costco when I worked there. So,
Hold on, was it by a Mexican?
No.
Just curious.
No, so like in the electronics section, like we'd have like everything on the floor. So you have those like Dell XPS like tower computers. It's a pretty decent computer. All the components are nice. And we had a guy like up and down from like Bellingham all the way down to like the south end of Washington stealing them like every week. Just like running to random Costco, run to the emergency doors.
You can't tackle them or anything.
We can't touch them.
Yeah.
So I'm working electronics that night. And I hear the emergency door go off, so I run out the door because usually kids are hitting it, so you have to like fix it.
Yeah.
But there's a dude standing there because it takes 15 seconds to release. He's standing there, and I'm running at it, and he walks out. And I'm like, "Yo, can you get that computer back?" He whips out a knife. He's like, "Watch yourself." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm walking inside."
No way.
Then next week, Federal Way sent pictures to all the warehouses. He threatened to stab a guy in the store and then ran out. Because Fedway, I'm actually not going to say what their security does, but.
Tell us. Too late, dude. You don't work there.
Yeah. So their doors don't have a 15-second release. So you can just bust out it instantly. But they have better cameras.
You hear that, you guys in Federal Way? So did this guy ever get caught?
Yeah, he's in jail. So what happened was the cops were in a parking lot. They saw his car that matched his description. So they went up to it. There's a lady in the car. They're right next to her emergency door. So as they're talking to her, he busts out the door and they arrest him on the spot.
No fucking way.
It was awesome.
What about, didn't you say like there's a jewelry thing going on too? People are stealing like the...
Oh, yeah. Costco in California got smashed and grabbed twice. So guys came in armed, smashed the jewelry case out. Same Costco. Exact same one. Twice in 1 week.
Jesus.
So they replaced all the jewelry, and they came and smashed and grabbed again. Now they have an armed guard. But Costco.
But they got to wait twice?
Yeah, they got to wait twice.
Jesus Christ. Well, nobody can do that. At any store, nobody can do anything to anybody. Actually, in Rhode Island, you're not even allowed to, like, question somebody.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, so at Home Depot here in Covington, Bryant, our buddy who does contract work and stuff, he says that he's been there multiple times where you'll see a dude who will just walk in and be looking around, and like Bryant can tell, he's like, this motherfucker's about to steal something.
Yeah.
They'll walk around and they'll see like the Roby thing that they need just for that one job. They'll pick it up, put it under their shoulder, and just walk the fuck out.
Yeah, because you can't like
do anything.
I know in Rhode Island, because Rachel's brother worked at Best Buy, like you can't accuse anybody, or you can like get in trouble for like libel or whatever.
That's crazy.
Like it has to be like caught on camera with them. Like he worked at the front as security. He would watch dudes, and he'd be like he knows that somebody has something in their pants, but it's weird.
What's he security of then?
That's why it's weird.
Oh, because I remember hearing that there's another place where the people they can't like tackle you or like touch you or anything like that. And people
none of the places let you touch them. It's weird.
So like Walmart, we did like a video of it, and the guy was like, "You need to stop," and he was like, "Oh, you can't touch me! You can't touch me!" And he's like, "Sir," and then remember they're like, "Get the risk whatever guy out here." And it was that big ass fucking redhead, and loss prevention. Like, get loss prevention out here, and he's like, "Good, get him out here." And then as he's doing that, like, his wife comes, takes the cart that's literally they just shopped for an hour full of shit, and she just walks it right out as this guy's yelling at loss prevention. I'm sure that video obviously got him in enough trouble to get some kind of punishment.
Well, the loss, you still can't just like, you can't touch it. It's fucking weird.
What are you going to do? Ban him from the store? It's also weird, though, that there's so many like moral like people who just don't give a fuck. Like they're gonna go in there and be like, I'm just gonna fucking take this and bounce.
Not
like,
even put it in your pocket. They're just like, whatever. You know,
yeah. Like I couldn't imagine going to a Home Depot being like, all right, I need this $700 like sander or whatever the fuck it is, or something like that, and then just like, see ya. Because that shit's expensive.
Like, I've heard so many stories of people just getting like shit from their work truck like jacked. Like,
oh yeah,
like I went in for 20 seconds and like all my shit's gone. And I'm like, well, fuck, it happens all the time. You should have locked your shit. But I don't really have the most room to talk in the world.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of stuff jacked from us. They all hang out in that parking lot too. So imagine if you just rolled up and you were like, "Hey,
they all."
Well, I'm just saying, like the people who steal stuff a lot of the time.
Oh, okay.
Imagine being like, "Hey, can you come do this project?" Yeah, I don't have that tool, but I'll get it real quick.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
Yeah, they show up at your house with a brand new Roby weed whacker. I'm ready to do the job.
That's crazy with Costco. Now I want to go like look at Costco and like just like what can I get?
You can take your vending machine back.
Dude, I could, right?
Yeah. There's so
return it there, not online. So you just give it to them. They'll find it and they'll return it.
Yeah, there's so much stuff. But again, you buy enough stuff that you would probably never red flag out the gate. Like, because we're fine. Alita will return a lot of stuff.
Dude,
is it across Costco everywhere or based off certain stores?
Anywhere.
No, but I'm saying like, if I go to Federal Way, are they going to see that I did a return?
It's all your same thing.
Okay.
The next day it posts.
Because like I shop at Costco enough where it's like,
yeah, you're fine. Because like
we have ladies who would get like 40 shirts online and then return all of them.
Oh, that's bad for my buddy Nick's business. He's a buyer for
so you can buy
women's.
I mean, because we can resell that though. That's a lot easier.
I'm going shopping. I'm going to test this.
Well, no. I mean, I have again on my phone, but I took a picture and I sent it to my buddies who work at. And I'm like, thanks for the rentals, bitches. And he was just like, fuck you.
So I could take,
Just say an example of a thing. So like, okay, just take those tents that when we always go to like the outdoor section. You could be like, oh shit, Abel's party's outside. We only have 2 tents. I need another one of these big ass white tents that are $300. You could literally buy it, go throw the party. You could even buy 2 slip and slides and be like, all right, party's over. Pack that shit back up and take it back. You just throw them a bomb ass party and you get all your money back. No questions asked.
So even if it's damaged, though, that's the part I understand.
Yeah,
if it's fucking,
that's when you would return stuff is when if it's damaged.
But so does Costco offer like protection on things?
Probably electronics.
Yeah. Offer, like, there's an extended warranty, but like, yeah, we'll have tents and stuff get returned. I had kites.
Kites, tents. Oh,
literally, the lady gave me a kite. 2 kites in the boxes, and I'm like, I'm looking in the box, it's clear. I'm like, these are broken, and she's like, I never used them. I'm like, but they're broken, and she's like, never used them. I was like, cool. They're also 3 years old.
But you give like pushback still though?
Yeah, I give a little. I make it like you hit them with the moral, like, yo, this is 3 years. You bought these 3 years ago, and they're definitely broken in the box, and the box is open.
But so you have to have an excuse to do it?
No, I mean we'll take it back. I'm just like we try to make it so like when I used to work there, we try to make it like. Do you really want to return this? Like, especially like the ribs. Like, people buy, like, as I said, like 3 sets of ribs and then be like, yeah, my party got canceled. I'm like, we have to throw this away. Like, could you donate it?
Yeah.
Or like anything? Like, it's not really our fault that your party got canceled.
Yeah. Damn.
All the time.
But so even for like the vending machine, I could just be like, wasn't fucking cold. Like, it's not like you're going to plug it in and look.
No, it's
like,
or
hey,
you could say
it just.
Well, you could, you could just say over time it got really like I can't get it to come out anymore.
This is fucking wild.
You what?
That problem's for your doctor.
Oh yeah, it won't come out anymore.
The most scammy I've ever done, like commercial scamming, which I haven't done much scamming, but it's when I thought I was so fucking slick that I bought 2 games from Walmart,
You told me that.
and then I went back with just 1, and I had the receipt. I'm like, you guys charged me for 2. And he's like, oh, okay, well, let us check out the cameras real quick and see. And I just fucking was like, all right, I got to pee. And I just left. And I'm like, all right, the corporate scamming is not for me.
And I'm out. For that reason, I'm fucking out.
Well, Costco's about to get fucked because I need to rent some shit.
That should be the title. Costco's about to
I
get
wonder where I
fucked.
bought my initial Arlo.
Oh yeah. I was going to say it doesn't.
So I can look at my account and see all the things? Is that a possibility?
I can message
They'll
them.
tell you if it will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can text somebody and
Because I have some. Well, no, because I use the base still. So because I'm like, well, I don't use these Arlo cameras.
I think too though. The key is you got to make sure that you you got to make sure that I was gonna say you don't want to go and red flag your shit for like $200. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, I spent thousands.
Oh, I know.
Thousands.
Oh yeah, well, I was there with you when we bought the fucking vending machine, for all the pops and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
So I had a buddy who bought the $7.99 Traeger model that was like on special, like one of those days when they have like all the people out there, almost like pressure buying in a way, where they were like, "Oh, check this out, yada yada yada." And he loved it, took it home, used it like 3 times, and then went to like his version of like Johnson's, like a local hardware store. He gets there, pretty much the same make and model, just not the that like style, same grill size and everything, was $400. He was like, "What the fuck?" So he was like, "What about?" He was like, "Fuck you guys!" Like going off on Nick and Vogue, who have just literally nothing to do with that. He's like, "You fucking scammers!" Like, "Fuck you guys."
Well, the Costco gets their own like. They get
their own version, yeah.
Yeah, they get their.
Traeger made that one specifically for Costco, and they took it back, and he he smoked stuff on it and didn't even clean it or anything. And his excuse was, "No, I bought this one from you guys, and it's way cheaper down the street." And they're like, "Oh, okay." He like no box, no nothing. They literally took back his used ass Traeger.
Fuck, dude.
The game comes in. So when they have those guys come in, we'll get like 6, 7. We'll get like 6, 7 Traegers returned when the guys come in to sell more.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. Yeah, it's just there's
you
so
keep
many.
saying you keep saying we.
Yeah, ain't you no more.
And me, because now I'm not getting rehired. I'm giving all this.
Damn. Well, I'm about to utilize that. That just made me spend more money at Costco.
Well, that's the thing. That's
like,
why
what about like
always
the
goes
big
Costco.
fucking, like the big the thing that I was gonna get that one time, the big wood fucking cover thing.
The gazebo. You can take the gazebo back. Yeah. It would be a bitch though, because you'd have to take it back apart and then bring it to him.
All right, it's a lot easier to take it apart.
So the one Ken has, he bought it from there. The one that they're selling this year is like way different and nicer, and it's the same price. So if he really wanted to, well, he also works there, so I don't think he would do it. But he could take it all apart, take it back, and be like, and then buy that one, and they wouldn't question him.
Fuck.
But that's like so.
Do they sell hot tubs?
Yeah, they do. Oh, dude, let's fucking buy a hot tub.
They sell the hot tubs on the road show. Those are different though, because you have to. I mean, you can return them, but you.
We need to get him a mic.
You buy those and then they ship it to you later. Like you don't actually take it out of the store that day. They ship it to you and like set it all up for you.
But I can
super sweet.
Can I get them to come pick it up when I want to return it?
No, I think you'd have to pick it up and bring it.
Sauna. You can get a sauna.
Yeah, you can get a sauna.
This is fucking crazy.
What I was gonna say, there was well,
ping pong table and the leg breaks.
yeah, there you go. Take your ping pong table back, dude, or your foosball
Did
table.
I get my ping pong table from there?
No, I'm just saying in general, those things.
Ping pong tables are like the most notorious for breaking.
Well, so then there comes the line, or it's like, who's that girl? Yeah, fuck you, bitch. There's like the line though, where you don't want to like. Well, there's the moral line, obviously, that you have this. Yeah. So our vacuum was the Dyson, like V6. Nothing to do with like the engine. It was just like the version 6, whatever. And we used it for a year and a half. Really good vacuum. Then out of this, I mean, we dropped it a few times, whatever, but still worked. All of a sudden, the trigger just stopped pulling. And at first, I'm like, well, this is an expensive ass vacuum. I'm going to try and take this, like, from a YouTube video. I, like, took the trigger thing apart, looked, see if, like, there's a spring damage or something. Couldn't find it. I'm like, fuck this. Like, this is a $400 vacuum. Like, I don't want to, like...
I think that's one Rachel has.
And then Alita was like, oh, well, I'll try and take it back. Costco takes it back, but they don't sell the V6 anymore. They sell a V8, which is 2 versions newer, and it was $50 cheaper than the one we bought, even though it's a way better vacuum. Like, it literally, it's like buying an Xbox to an Xbox One. We returned an Xbox One, and they gave us we returned an Xbox. They gave us an Xbox One and a $50 gift card because it was, or $43 because we were like over. So it was just like a fucking hustle, dude. But obviously, if we did that 3 times, we're gonna,
because those things break like all. We got so many Dysons.
That's what they said. They said that the Dyson gets returned all the fucking time.
So, like, right now, if I said Rachel's Dyson is broken, like, would it count as a return, though, on me?
Yeah.
If I take it and swap it out to a new one?
Like, register. It's like the high-end stuff. Like, Dysons break all the time.
And what you're...
But I'm not talking about a return. I'm talking about, like, a switch out.
Yeah, so what would happen is... you would return it, and if they don't have that one there, they offer to like, if they don't, but they don't even sell that version anymore. So they were like, you can go buy a different vacuum, and we'll give you like, they just give you almost just like a Costco card, but it has like money on it.
I feel like that's super detrimental to business.
But they're fucking huge.
Well, I know that. It's just crazy.
I know some things as well on the other side that like, they're definitely not helping a lot of these smaller people that are coming into fucking Costco. Like, so I was talking like the dude that buys like the supplements and stuff like that, just out of curiosity. And he's like, oh yeah, like they don't make any money coming into like Costco. So they have to make so much of the shit. And we ask for so much. Well, they'll make like $1 where they normally would make like $6, but that dollar then is times by how many fucking Costco's are there. So you'll still make it like over
you're gonna
time.
need a fuck ton of money for all those orders.
It's like, but you have to almost think. It's almost like on Shark Tank where it's like, hey, we have a purchase order where we need $2 million just to make this product, but if it sells, we're gonna make $4 million. Yeah, that's what they have. That's like the Costco thing that sucks is like to get bumped all the time. Yeah, and like it's cutthroat.
But if you have like a purchase order and everything, can they still bump you?
If you can't fill it, so like our tequila manufacturer got bumped last year. That's why we had no KS tequila for like a year.
Beer.
Because that one's because it didn't sell that well.
It sucked. My buddy's the one that formulated it.
Yeah. But the tequila, the distributor we had couldn't fulfill it fast enough, so we bumped him out. Ooh. But we went a whole year without tequila, and everyone lost their mind.
Everyone, that's why White Claw is not in Costco, and they sell that shitty-ass fucking Truly. You know why? Because White Claw cannot keep the demand up for the C stores, which are like convenience stores and grocery. They sell out of that still. They can't make enough White Claw. So to go into Costco, they would literally have to make they'd have to double their production, which they already can't do. So that's why Truly is literally only around as the shitty alternate, because what Costco would take White Claw, but they just can't fucking make it. So they make Truly in there, which now sells like crazy, and it fucking sucks compared.
My mind's fucking blown. I need to go scam Costco. I'm gonna go search online.
You could drink half the Truly pack and bring it back.
Really?
I told you the wine. I told you I had wine bottles this low.
No fucking way. How do you feel?
The wine. That's what they said. I'm like, cool, okay.
No fucking way.
Dude, we got chicken nuggets returned. Open bag. They didn't like the chicken nuggets.
You've never seen the Christmas tree?
Have you never been to the return desk? Like, dude, look back there next time. It's wild. Yeah. You got half-eaten rotisserie chickens from like one old guy's on his account by himself. You're like, you ate half of it and give it back.
I'm fucking done.
Hey, went over an hour.
Well, we need some ideas. Green, Surge, Mountain Dew.
So you guys are gonna be able to print the like stuff on these in here.
So this fucking douche said he used to have. Him and Amanda are gonna do to get their 40 hours. They're gonna do screen printing for me.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
No.
Anything that takes like precision and stuff like that, I would be fired real.
But he said that he has done screen printing before on a single station. So
we're fucking set.
How hard could it fucking be?
Dude, I woke up had a brilliant idea for you too. Can't say it on the podcast.
He's not going to say that his brilliant idea on the podcast. We're going to shut it down. I like doing the longer ones Wednesday. If Colby can get here every fucking Wednesday,
I fucking paid for the thing. I'm leaving the microphones here.
Hey, look the camera in the eye and say I'm moving in.
I'm coming home.
And if you're super serious, say the N-word.
No. Tell the world I'm coming
Ladies and
home.
gentlemen, Dude Comedy Podcast, Beersy Podcast. Tomorrow available, we have Orange Crunk. It's going to look different than that. It's a crush, but Orange Crunk. LaCroix, my personal favorite. It's of LaCroix.
I like the look of that one.
I ordered the most of those. Taint, Fanta knockoff, and a refresher of the Dr. Pepper, all available tomorrow evening.
This one looks way better of people listening than the old Dr. Pepper.
It's the actual color because I actually got to choose the color this time. So
I like this.
13,000 units. There's only going to be 1,000 units of Taint and Crunk, and who knows? They may never be ordered again, so there's going to be some exclusive ass shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly brings to you, it's WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg, Jesse James.
I'm not going to show the monster one. Fuck them.
What do you mean? What's right there?
But that's a we don't want to pursue. I don't think I've showed on here. The monster one's a shit.
I always forget though. We got to remember this. Yeah, we can see ourselves on here. Yeah, it's recording us. Most people are still listening.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Fuck them.
Well, so I'm saying like, fuck. I don't know where I was going with that.
I like these Wednesday shows because Monday's a little different for me now because like when I come in, we have tons of stacked up order, tons of stacked up like requests and things like that. But if we just did a hot one Wednesday, who knows? If Colby's here, then we can do whatever the fuck we want.
What we're gonna do?
That's a big if.
Hey, I'm already here once. I'm leaving the shit here, so it's either the podcast dies here or I come back.
That'd be funny if it all got jacked tonight.
No, because all your other shit would get jacked before this. Maybe not. Yeah, probably. You guys got cameras yet?
No. We got an ADT sign. Or is that, wait, what? Is that backwards?
I think it's a double.
Oh, double-sided.
Double-sided. Yeah, we're going to create a nice little setup up there. Get two nice. Dude, I want to find like 1980s style chairs. Like with the leather. You've seen them.
That middle room would be so sweet.
The middle room? What's the
upstairs?
Oh, so record right there. We'll go look at it after this because it's gonna take a minute to render. Yeah, everyone, I found my phone, changed all my fucking passwords, got it back, came back from Hawaii. Kyle's still here. We got Dex in the back.
StitchFix.com/DudeComedy. Get your fucking fix on.
Get your stitch. Get your fix. Don't be a little
fucking
bitch.
burns,
dude,
man.
Last thing to tie this up, like I said, wasn't on Twitter and stuff, but I had a notification from somebody, and they literally said, "Hey, I understand things are going on, but please don't pull a Burns on us." And I was like, "Oh, that's the fucking like."
Burns apparently stopped streaming.
See, now I'm worried about the guy.
And I saw his Discord responding to somebody, and he used the most annoying line known to fucking man. He said, "Sorry, I've been doing some adulting."
Oh, no.
Yeah, he fucking said that. That is the fucking corniest.
I wonder
dude, you're 33. You've been an adult for fucking 15 years.
I wonder if we should
it's actually 15.
Reach out and make sure he's okay.
Let's do a catch-up show. We'll do a catch-up show with Burns.
No, let's do a catch-up show with Jimmy first, so then he can talk shit about Burns, and then we'll tell Burns what Jimmy said.
We should.
Then we'll invite them both.
We should bring in. We should let Jimmy talk tons of shit about. I mean, hopefully none of them listen to this, but we'll let Jimmy talk tons of shit about Burns, and then bring Burns on like Maury style.
No. What we'll do is, so we'll set it up. We'll set it up so Burns will be able to hear the audio, but his video won't be on there. Then we'll just hit a button and bring them all together. Oh, that would be fucking great, dude. But what if he's like super nice about it though? Who cares? It'll still be fucking awkward.
We'll bait him into something.
Can you imagine though if you just like you even if it was just you who don't have a problem, if you were just like, yeah, fuck that guy, dude, like such a fucking piece of shit, fuck him, and like, hey, here I am, Kyle, what's up?
We'll
man?
Make up shit and say that Burns said about him.
You'll be like, if that happened to you, you'd be like, fuck.
I'll make something up in the Discord and then tell Jimmy it's real. Don't fucking tell Jimmy. We out.
Bye.
We're
still here.
Where are my fucking sales? Oh, there we go.